who has proved that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. At the age where many kids of today's time cannot decide what to wear, what subjects to choose, and what's good for them and what's not, our esteemed guest at the age of 15 knew exactly that. He knew that he wanted to build an empire of his own, and he was felicitated with the Teen Entrepreneur of the Year award in 2018. He led by an example of a true leader who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Mr. Aryan, thank you for instilling the faith in our hearts and encouraging us to start our journeys as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let's express our admiration with a big round of applause for Mr. Arian Chauhan.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. It is absolutely, I'm honored to be back here with the Kothari family, and I'm really grateful for the invite. And as Principal actually said when we met for the first time, सर अपने बेटे को कभी इनविटेशन की जरूरत नहीं होती है वापस घर आने के लिए so I'm not going to consider this an invite. I'm going to consider this a homecoming actually. So thank you again. Thank you for that lovely introduction. I mean, I did not know that I was I was so capable of such a beautiful and such a lovely introduction. Basically, I would like to start off with what I'm doing at the moment, which is, I think, really important for how the talk will be shaped. Basically, I am currently the founder and CEO of Adwan Sports. It is a sports tech company, and we are the fastest growing sports tech company in India. And the funny thing about this is that the sports tech company is only 7 months old, and we have reached global recognition. We have expanded into the UAE as well, and we are looking to expand into some other countries like England and Australia in 2023, basically. So what do we do? What is Advan Sports? As I mentioned, it's a sports tech company. We develop technology in the world of sports, and we integrate it with multiple centers like schools and other grassroots levels. So we invest in those centers. We make them world-class facilities for the schools and for the athletes to use. So that's what we do, and that's what we started off. I started this venture with my ex. Cricket coach. I was an avid cricketer, and I started it off with my teacher. And the funny thing is, multiple ventures that I'm involved in are with either my teachers or with my seniors I have learned immensely from. So we started this venture out, and we have this incredible way of working together, me and my coach. So Mr. Harun Chaudhary, that's his name. So we started this venture together. I handle most of the business side of things, and he handles whatever sports is, because he's the master, in my opinion, in the sporting field. Well, before I begin, I would like to say that the school that you're in is absolutely going to shape you up for life. This is what I believe. Kothari gave me multiple opportunities, a platform to actually showcase myself and express myself from the get-go. I was in the school from its first year, which is 2006. So I was there from KG2 all the way up to my grade 12, and I completed all my schooling in Kothari. So I'm absolutely, whatever I am, it's because of Kothari and my family. A mixture of both has been absolutely blissful for me. Basically, Kothari gave me an opportunity to get up on the stage, express myself. I always had a massive stage fright, which some of my dear friends might know. And of course, Gaurav sir is here. Gaurav sir will absolutely know my past, and he knows how I had battled stage fright. And because of Kothari and the opportunities that it had provided, like today, I'm very confident in speaking everywhere. I had recently addressed an audience of more than 1,500 entrepreneurs, and I did not hesitate for even a single bit, and I credit that entirely to Kothari. And I actually mentioned Kothari's name during my speech as well for giving me that opportunity to actually be this expressive in my journey. Basically, so as Vachi mentioned so kindly in her speech, I had started off at the age of 15. So everyone might say that at the age of 15 and starting off a business might be very weird. But to be honest, I never intentioned it to be a business. I never actually thought of it as a business when I started it off. I I dove into the field of digital marketing because that is what kind of really I thought at that point of time India was not really on board with the digital marketing schema, and I really thought that we could do something big, and this is something that I could dive deep into. I come from a business family. My mom and dad, both of them are into businesses, and I always was always hands on with everything from a very young age. We were always involved. That is how we grew up. So I had basically always been there with my parents and always discussing new business things and whatnot. And I came across this digital marketing thing, and I actually started developing a little platform for digital marketing. And the funny thing is I had never ever anticipated it to be big. And the funny thing, another funny thing is that my parents did not even know that I had started a digital marketing firm like uh, till my age 16. And at the age of 17 I had eventually sold that firm off for a good change and good profit. And we had multiple major clients. We sold the company off to a big marketing agency in India at that point of time. The firm was Daddy Cool Media, my firm. So one thing that I would always ask you all to do, because I got to know that this is the middle school, so grade 6 to grade 8. So at this tender age, I would just want all of you to experience as much as possible. Never say no to any opportunity, never say no to anything. Don't ever hesitate. I just found out that you have a beautiful annual function coming along really nicely. So, and you guys are absolutely like into the annual function game. So, of course, give your time into all this, because an annual function, it just builds you up completely. Something like this, any experience, don't let it go. Might be a trip, might be anything, but at this age, try to understand yourself first. Try to learn as to what you like, what you are interested in, because before you know it, you will be pushed into a particular stream. One thing that I would always tell you is that no matter what happens, always keep exploring. I did my science. I did my engineering from Australia. We had a combined course. I did a course with Stanford University as well. And during that combined course, I should have been an engineer and working for a job and working as a software developer somewhere. But I don't know what happened, and I'm sitting here in front of you, talking about my own business. So don't ever feel pressurized, is what I'm trying to say. By your choices, you have a lot of time. Right now, each year might matter. You might think that every year is very crucial, but in the long run, I'll be very honest with you, take your time, take your time, and take your time. Be patient as much as possible, is what I'll say. Do everything just for fun. Sports was a massive important thing. So I'm reading off of this basically. I have a few pointers written down. So in case anyone was wondering why I was looking down, I wanted to go through a few points. So I have some things written down. Sports was a big thing in my life. I always wanted to be a cricketer. I dealt with a little bot with anxiety during my puberty years. Uh, Sumati ma'am is here, a bio teacher. She would absolutely know what I'm talking about. So I dealt with that, and sports was something, cricket in particular was something that actually pulled me out of it completely. So I gave a lot of time to that, and I would absolutely suggest everyone to dive into some sport and just exert yourself for an hour or 2 hours each day, and it will be the best investment that you've ever put in. And I absolutely mean it. It is very important to building up what I wanted to do, because when I was in the sporting development field, in the sporting field, I understood all the loopholes there are and all the problems that there are, because in India the sporting sector is really unorganized. And when my coach, he actually approached me, and I remember this, it was on a Diwali day. He messaged me on Facebook saying that, hey, let's meet up, and I have this opportunity to discuss. And like I mentioned, always say yes. Make saying yes a habit. Always take your time and go meet people, talk to people about the things that you want to do, the problems in the world, and somehow, somewhere, you might find a solution that is worth working on, and somehow it will just click. One thing that is really important to understand is the importance of failures. I've talked about two of my successful ventures, which was my digital marketing firm and now, luckily, Touchwood, my sporting venture. But it is important to note that I have multiple failed ventures as well. So don't be amazed to hear that at the age of 21, I have two successful ventures. I have multiple failed ventures as well. I have as many as 6 to 7 failed ventures when I actually went in head first and I started to work on something and it did not click. It was, I don't even remember now. It was a youth organization that I tried to create that it did reach a certain magnitude, but it did not reach the goal that I had set for it. So I consider that a failure. I started a supplement, basically a brand that I was working on that failed. And during that time of my marketing years, I dabbled a lot into drop shipping. And I'm sure there will be a few kids right like here who have heard about drop shipping and people earning like millions and millions from drop shipping itself. And everyone was really big on the drop shipping thing. It is really important to understand the power that everyone has, be it a student or a teacher, even who's here with us, the power of social media, the power of the internet that everyone has. Things have been become so easy for everyone. I would say things have become so easy because I know a person who started off a business about making like turning old jeans into bags. Like something like that is so interesting to know about and to hear about, because you can just take an old pair of jeans and suddenly it just becomes into this new idea, a new business. And she found a beautiful way to take all these old jeans and all the dirty clothing and create a massive business out of it, and she's doing really well. So start early, I would say, because you have so much time. Everyone would say, all the teachers here will say, and will be against it. All the parents who are listening to this will be against it. They will say that get a job, get a few years under your belt, then try if you are ever interested in the field of business. But I would say that you are young, you have years to experiment. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Take whatever thing that you're passionate about, doesn't matter what it is. If it's drawing something, try to turn it into something big. If you are passionate about cars, try to build it into something big. If you're passionate about, let's say, video games, try to build it into something big. A person like Ninja is so massive because of the video game atmosphere. Someone like a supercar blondie with her love for cars is something that's absolutely massive. And someone like Mr. Beast, who just happens to give away money and is has created a massive YouTube channel with it, something like that. Because you have so much opportunity. It doesn't matter what field you are coming from. It doesn't matter what thing you have. Everyone has a unique attribute. Everyone is unique in a certain way, and you can absolutely uh, like dive into something and absolutely build a beautiful thing out of it. So what should you do? Like, I have this written down. What should you do? I follow a concept called a short class goal. Does everyone know what a short class is? um, I hope not. It's too early for you to understand what a shot glass is. But a shot glass is like a little, I think, 2 ounce glass, and you can finish that in a second. So a shot glass goal for me is the first things that I do early in the morning. So before I go to bed, I usually have my to-do list taken care of. Luckily now I have a few people taking care of my to-do list. So I'm just bragging, and I'm really happy to say that at the age of 21. But a short class goal are small, achievable goals that can set your day off beautifully. It can be as small as waking up and making your bed. It can be as small as waking up at 8:30 in the morning and drinking one glass of water. Something small that is achievable, and it sets your day off with a positive momentum, because momentum is absolutely key. Because if you have that adrenaline rush early in the morning that yes, I completed one of my goals, you will eventually get onto the big stuff. And this was massive when it comes to exam periods, because I was managing a few businesses during my exam period, so I had to give a lot of time to my exam studies as well as my business. So I was really demotivated, demoralized, every morning, and I had like this short class goal. So in the morning, I would have one glass of water, and I would complete revision of the easiest chapter or something like that. And suddenly, I would be filled up with confidence, and I could just go through all of the stuff that I had planned really quickly, and it just kept. I just kept going and going and going, just set my day up really well. One thing that you should absolutely do is try this, because it helped me a lot, because everyone is different. And who all has been told by their teachers and their parents to wake up early, like really early in the morning, like it's like beautiful to wake up early in the morning. Yes, don't do it. I never did it. I'm not saying that it doesn't work. It absolutely works, but it works for a specific set of people. I truly believe in working really hard in the time when you are functioning at your peak, basically. So everyone might know what REM cycles are. Complete your REM cycles, complete your sleep, and after that, when you're at your peak, work till you have to sleep again. Basically, that's the thing that I will always say. Work hard and work smart as well. Don't shouldn't say this, but there's a difference between gadhe wali mehnat and ghode wali mehnat. So don't do the gadhe wali mehnat, do the ghode wali mehnat. And this is the perfect age to start, 6, 7, 8. You're like shaping your future up. So don't take pressure as to, oh my God, I need to do something really quick. Someone like a Colonel Sanders, who is the creator of KFC, did it at the age of 65, even. Someone like the owner of Nike did it, I think, in her late 40s. Things like that really boost you up as to what you can achieve in a particular set of time. It is just about finding that little niche, and then sticking to it, basically. And I will tell you, success is 90% luck and 10% hard work, but your luck is created because of your hard work. This is an important thing that everyone must understand. If you don't try, you will never know. If you never tried to create a business, you will never know if that business would have been successful or not. So it is a massive thing that everyone should understand. So another thing that I would like to discuss with everyone, don't want to make this talk too long, because I would like to have a little question answer session with everyone, is what is going to be big this decade, because it is really essential for the youth of India, for the youth of this world, to understand what is going to be massive this decade. This decade is going to belong to creators completely. If you are passionate about something, create as soon as possible. Doesn't matter what platform it is, doesn't matter what you're creating, and don't even keep money or something arbitrary in your mind. Something, don't start off with a goal like I want to make X amount of money with this. Start off with a goal saying that I just want to start, and I want to put my passion out there for people. So this decade is going to be absolutely belonging to the creators out there. And with stuff like Instagram Reels and everyone, instead of scrolling through the Reels, try to create some of them, and it is going to be absolutely massive. You can talk about what you're being taught in school. Something so simple can actually help you become a pretty big, like a youth icon, or something, someone pretty big. So since you're listening, you can absolutely dive deep into this. I am so proud to say this. My mother, she had quit her business to help us become better, like humans. Basically, she quit. She had a very successful business, and now me and my younger brother, who's also in Kothari International School, Chirag Chauhan, some of you might know, he's my younger brother. So, so since we are now of decent age, my mom went back into the business field, and she started off by creating content with her clothing. She has a degree in the field of fashion, and she has turned into a massive business now, and she's exporting to all these countries like the US, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and I'm absolutely proud of her. My parents played a big role in my success. They always pushed me whenever I said that I don't know if this is going to work or not. This is what they said, that try. What if it works? You know, because it is a very asymmetrical model for success for someone who's trying to build a business. And what do I mean by an asymmetric model? Might be a little too complicated. Is basically you have very little risk but a very massive upside. So you're risking just 2 years of your life, but all the things that you can gain is like, I can't even begin to explain the things that you can gain with it. And it is absolutely massive. You can build a momentum out of it. You can change the shape of an industry if you get a deep dive into it. One thing is that you don't need any money to start anything. I'll be very honest with you. I know people who are thinking that, oh, you might have money to start your businesses, but no, you can absolutely start off with zero. Start by investing into something, start off by creating something. As I mentioned, why I'm reiterating it is because I want to create multiple teenage entrepreneurs. I'm really passionate about creating teenage entrepreneurs, and everyone I meet, I always tell them, why are you doing a job? Like, do something for yourself. Because if you're doing a job, you're just making your, I shouldn't be saying this, but you're making your boss richer. That is what I really believe in. And if you're working hard for yourself, you are doing everything for your own good. And might sound a little selfish, but unfortunately, unfortunately, that's the truth. And yes, so I just want everyone to start off by experimenting, say yes to every experience, and just don't back down, and treat a failure as a thing that you are absolutely passionate about. One thing that I want to say at the end is basically that I have this thing in mind that I would be said no to 99 times, and that 100th time will be a yes. So basically, for 99 times, I'm listening to a no might be demoralizing, but it's not. You have to think of it as, oh, I'm just 98 away, 96 away, 90 away, 80 away. And then suddenly, before you even hit that 100th mark, you have your first client, or you have your first yes for whatever venture that you're trying to do, or whatever that you're trying to do. Doesn't have to be business, but whatever that you're into, absolutely be passionate about it. Because it's better to work till you die on something you're passionate about than to die unhappy and with regrets in something that I think gives you money, to be very honest. So just be out there, like, enjoy experiences, learn from your experiences, sit with your parents. Like, this is so big. Like, I have seen so many people who don't sit with their parents. I don't know what you're doing. You're missing out on so much of life experiences. Sit with your teachers after school, talk to them about their experiences, talk to them about what their take is on the something like the CUET or something like that. You'll get to know so much more about life, things like that. It's simple things, as I'm saying, that you just talk to them about, oh, what do you think about the admission process, or do you think this is correct? You'll get to know so much from their perspective that it actually opens your eyes. So just take, if you want to take something, take this. Sit with your elders, sit with your parents, sit with everyone. Even an 8-year-old or a toddler can teach you something that you did not know. So always have an open mind and open view. So thank you. Thank you.
Rizal, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I think I got frozen for a while. Thank you so much for your inspiring journey and words. I would now like to open the platform up for question and answers.
Students, you are requested to ask your questions Whatever you wanted to ask your teachers, you can ask Mr. Aaron right now, huh? Or you can put your questions in the chat box. Yes, Avani, please go ahead.
Did you have any struggles in your career?
Oh, multiple. As I mentioned, that the importance of failure, I had multiple struggles. For example, I'll actually name a few struggles that I had with the supplement thing that I was trying to build. As I mentioned, that I usually start off with no money. That is my goal. That I don't want to invest any money. I just invest my sweat, which is called sweat equity. So the struggles that I had was actually to gain a little momentum with that space because it is a very concentrated space. So as I mentioned, that you need to find your niche. So what I did not do at that stage that I would do differently now is perhaps create something of value for my customers before asking for something in return. So I had multiple failures. Then I had another failure with my the youth organization that I was creating, because during that stage I had actually tried to do an event basically for all these youngsters, and all that event was supposed to be a free event, but when it is an 18 or a 19-year-old trying to approach multiple schools, and they have a very weird like look that they give you, that, oh, you're very young, why do you want to do an event about the youth and whatnot. So I had to face a lot of no's at that stage, and I had to go through a lot of struggles. I struggled a lot with balancing my university and my work as well, which has been really hectic. I think I might be the only person in the world who said that COVID actually helped me to balance out my time, because I could actually stay online and do my classes instead of going physically to a university lecture, stuff like that. There have been multiple struggles along the way, but luckily, like, I have always had that attitude that I would push through it, and I always wanted to start off something new. Some of some of the teachers might know that even if I was always interacted with multiple things, I was like the jack of all trades. So the, basically, a jack of all trades, a master of none, but still better than a master of one, is what I think is the actual saying. So yes, that's all I would like to say about that question. Does it answer your question? I hope it does.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Two girls have raised their hands, and there is one question in the chat box as well. Devansh is asking, what are some fields that you recommend that we should work on? Would you like to
Some
recommend?
fields that I really think is going to be massive in, I really think the engineering field is going to be massive in a way that there is a lot of innovation that is coming along that anyone can start off in. Like, I'm really being honest. If you're in grade 6, 7, 8, you can start coding right now, because it helps so much in the future, with not only with the job prospects, but to build something. The only reason why I love coding, and I started coding at a very young age, in Kothari itself. I I'm forgetting the name of the lovely teacher. I think it was Miss Avneet. Like, ma'am really, she absolutely pushed us into coding, and I was in grade 4 or 5, and I started coding at that young age because I really saw a sense of creating something, basically a little website, but you created it. You created something really nice that everyone in the world can see. So I think that is going to be a massive field. Another field that is going to be massive in the next decade is, as I said, about content creation, 100%. And one more field that I really think is going to be big is in the field of sports, but it's sports management. Might not be really relevant to you all at the moment, but I really think if you want to start off something, if you want to invent something really big, if you're looking for a field, like, business is going to be massive, the financial sectors are going to be massive. Some of the sectors, think about places that are not yet enabled, like that have been using a very monotonous way of working. For example, the real estate sector, something like that. Might be a little too complicated for you all to understand at the moment, because you're so young and so, brimming with energy. But as you understand and experience things, you will have multiple new sectors open up to you, and all sectors have incredible opportunities, both humanities, commerce, science, biology, every field has a different subset of sectors, and they have incredible scopes for everyone to dabble something in.
Yeah, Shravya, please go ahead.
Yeah. So, how has technology helped you in the field of sports entrepreneurship?
Yes, so I'm really glad that my parents pushed me into doing my engineering, because it actually taught me or enabled me to build something, basically. Because I can code now, and I can code really well. I can code multiple platforms. I can code multiple softwares. I've worked with multiple crypto companies as well. Like, they have given me a little something called like a contract as to help them build a platform or something like that. So it has really helped me build stuff. That is the biggest thing with technology. So in the field of sports, what I did was I saw that some modules or some equipment that is available to the athletes at the highest level, like the Virat Kohli, the Sunil Chetri, and all those like top class athletes, were not available to athletes at the grassroots level and to students as well. It is really important to understand how your body mechanism works, and if you're making any progress in the sporting field, this is actually really essential for someone who's absolutely dedicated to make something of themselves in the field of sports, and we make it that much easier for them to go towards the right direction. That is what we do in the field of sports. But technology in itself helped me a lot, because I, one, knew how to code, and I could understand as to how to implement that in the sporting field. So I had experience in both the coding field and the sporting field, and I just found a really nice little intersection point, and I utilized it, basically. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Sanvi, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. My question is, how did you not quit or feel demotivated even after all those hardships you faced?
Like I mentioned, I always set off with like 100 attempts. I always thought that I will take 100 attempts to hit it big, and I kept going through them, and it actually made me motivated that, oh, finally I can check one off my list. So I have this massive list, and I just check them off, like, oh, fine, I'm like 90 away from hitting it big, I'm like 80 away from hitting it big, I'm like 70 away from hitting it big. And luckily, because I was in college and I could really experiment, it helped me immensely to distribute my time and just to do something in like each field, and just to try off something big before I could actually before something could stick on the wall, basically. So I would actually, it would demotivate me from time to time, because I really wanted something, I really believed in something like the youth organization, I really believed in it, and I wanted it to be big. But unfortunately it did not. And yes, you have to move on. You have to understand that you have so many years ahead of yourself, that you can actually move on, and you have another day, and you have everyone who supports you, who loves you, and you can absolutely get up, move on, and try another thing. Maybe that will be bigger than the one that you are doing at the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Rizal, ask your question.
If there was anything you could do different or any advice you would give, what would it be?
Something that I would do different. Um, that's a really good question, actually. I don't think that I'll do anything different, because I have always said yes to all my experiences. I've always said yes to everything, and I learned a lot. And I can absolutely say that because I said yes to my experiences and to the people and to meeting people, I think everything, it has a chain reaction. So it reacts into something that finally comes up in your head, and you can do something. So that is one thing that I'll, again, as I'm reiterating, like a broken alarm clock, basically, that you should absolutely say yes to experiences. Never ever back down from saying yes. It helps you a lot in the longer run. You will make contacts, because, well, network is wealth at the moment. Your network is your net worth, is what I really believe in. So yes to everything is what I believe in. That's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Now, Nava
Yeah.
has written a question in the chat box. How can I achieve my goal?
Well, it depends what your goal is. I'm absolutely always open for everyone to reach out to me. I'll drop my email ID in the chat. So, like, if you ever want to reach out to me, or if you can even just send something on Twitter, because I interact a lot on Twitter with people who are diving into the entrepreneurial space, and I'm actually documenting my journey of creating advanced sports on Twitter as well. So it depends on how you can achieve your goals. The best thing that you can do is start off by working on your goal. You cannot just contemplate and think. You have to start executing on your goal. Is how you will start to achieve it. And there will be ups and downs along the way. It is not a straight graph. It has multiple ridges, it has cliffs, and it has troughs, but you will eventually get through it. And if enough experience, and always don't be afraid to ask questions or ask for help. There will be multiple people out there in the world who are ready to help you. So that is how you can achieve your goals. So if you have anything in particular that you have in your mind, I'm absolutely happy to answer it in deeply. Like, you can absolutely send me an email or reach out to me on Twitter or something like that. I hope that answers your question, Navya. Or if you want me to go a little in depth, don't want to bore anyone.
Any other question, children? Either you can unmute or write in the chat box. Any other question, children? Okay, then. Yeah, Adya wants to know. Yes.
Yes, as you said that you were a student of Kothari since K1. So, what were the fondest memories over there?
Oh, my fondest memories. Oh my goodness, there are so many. Like, every year I had multiple fond memories, to be very honest. This is a very nice and light question. Uh, One of my fondest memories was doing my first theater play in grade five. That was a very fond memory for me. Another fond memory was our annual days. It was like really, really fun. Like, I don't know if any of the teachers were there that a while back. Like, I didn't, like, it was on the seven continents, and I did the African dance, and it was beautiful and it was funny, and it was absolutely the best. And Rashmi ma'am, being a great dance teacher that she is, she choreographed it absolutely beautifully. Then I loved my years of being the organizer of multiple MUNs and stuff. So I was blessed to have a mentor like Deepthi ma'am, who helped me shape a few things that I really wanted to do, like the MUN, the youth parliament, and stuff like that in Kothari. I absolutely loved my council years for some reason. I loved being a part of the council. I was always a part of the council. Like, every year that the council was there, I was always there being a part of it, because I absolutely loved the experience of actually contributing and giving back to the school. And sports, of course. I mean, I have to love my PE periods, so I loved those as well. So those were my fond memories. And I won't say this, I wouldn't like to say this, but bunking classes sometimes.
Right. Avani, are you there?
Yeah. Um, I wanted to know if you were ever told by people that you're too young to do this.
Always, to this date. To this date. And do you know what the funny thing is? Like, at this point of time in my current startup, I think no one knows what my real age is. It is we have like close to 17 or 18 employees at the moment, and no one knows what my age is. No one. It's a massive bet that they have every time round. They pitch in a little bit of money and they try to guess my age. And I always come out a little richer, because someone actually guessed I'm 35 years old, which is a little insulting, to be honest. But yes, I've always been told that I'm too young, but I take it as a compliment that I'm too young. That yes, I am too young, and I'm trying to achieve something at a very young age, and I'm really proud of that. So the first school that I had pitched to for opening a center to them, they actually looked at me and they said, "Aren't you very young?" I said, "Yes, I am very young. I'm actually really young, and I'm doing this because I went through all those struggles of being a sportsman, and I know what the problem is, and I'm here to solve it." So That's why, and it actually impressed the person, and like we are really good friends now. That school, I think he's the director of that school, and yeah, that's it.
Although you have shared your memories, but Dovina wants to know what were your favorite memories in high school?
My favorite memories in high school were absolutely being a part of organizing all my events. We did one trip to Hyderabad for the Harvard MUN, and I think that was the last Harvard MUN batch, unfortunately, that went from Kothari. And I really want everyone to be behind like Ditya to take another another trip to Hyderabad for the Harvard MUN. That was a very fond memory because we had a 4 day event, and I don't think the entire delegation slept. Like I headed the delegation at that stage. It was my last year. We don't think we slept. Like it was 4 pure days of fun, diplomatic, like conferences, meeting people, having dances, and incredible food. I'm a big foodie. So yeah, so those were my fond memories. And one fond memory that I really want to add to this is actually going and sitting with Gaurav sir to his rooms and listening to his beautiful poetries. Absolutely loved it. I don't know if he's here or not, but I'm absolutely
I am very much here.
so thank you, sir. So I absolutely love going.
And the political discussions.
Oh, absolutely. Political. Like we were never truly like on the same side until now. Like I said, like I always had a good discussion with my teachers, and not just Gaurav, so like everyone. But I absolutely enjoyed spending time with Gaurav. I've learned a lot from him, like an incredible person. So thank you. So those are my fond memories from high school.
One more question. There is a question by Riyansh. What were the sports you were most interested in?
So being someone from Kothari, I had the beautiful access to all the sports that they were there. Like I could play basketball, badminton, cricket. Unfortunately, cricket when I was there was not very big in Kothari, unfortunately. But yeah, now I hear that cricket is also being pretty big in Kothari. So I love to play cricket. I love to play basketball. I love to swim actually. Badminton. I never really liked playing football for some reason, but but apart from that, I've literally tried my hands in all the sports. I'm tall, like I'm 6'1", 6'1", 6'1.5". So I love to play volleyball as well. That was a lot of fun. So did all of those things, and I played the shot put uh, during the sports day. So some of those I really enjoyed.
Yeah, thank you so much for all your answers, all your interaction. Yeah, Rizal, please take over.
Yeah. We sincerely thank all the people who made this happen. As a wise person once said, silent gratitude doesn't really do anything for anyone. We want to thank Mr. Arian for taking out his precious time to inspire us and share his journey with all of us. Our special thanks also goes to our beloved and awe-inspiring principal ma'am for giving us this wonderful opportunity to meet such an inspiring alumnus. We would also like to appreciate Mr. Gaurav Saxena for helping us organize this auspicious event. We offer our gratitude from the bottom of our hearts to you and to all the teachers and students who worked arduously to make this possible. We hope you enjoyed this event. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much, Rizal. Thank you so much, Aryan sir. I'm sure children are eager to meet you in person.
Absolutely.
Let's hope for the best that we meet you soon in school. Thank you so much. Namaskar, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Namaskar, everyone.
Namaskar, everyone. Bye.
Namaskar, everyone.